hot yoga problems. Ow! I got them. Got them today. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Raff's brain, tens of listeners and hot yoga practitioners across the land, thank you so much for tuning in for the latest spiel. Oh. I think a few episodes ago I was just like saying how this practice of hot yoga is no longer challenging, and I just stopped the hot yoga podcast channel because I have nothing else to complain about, no problems. Well, I'm happy to report that is no longer the case. And it's really no surprise because there's only a limited amount of time that you can go doing yoga in your life without a mass catastrophe on the mat. I mean, it is not the sort of practice that lends itself to ease for very long. Maybe a couple, 3-4 consecutive classes, you feel good about yourself. You get some confidence. You start to think that you can accomplish incredible things, and then it all comes tumbling down. Today was the day, August 1st, a new month, to accept my futility. It was really pretty ugly out there this morning, folks. First off, this yogi is offbeat. So you get accustomed to this certain sequences on a core power 2 yoga experience. Sun A, Sun B, core, standing series, playtime, rest. That's kind of the general framework. And, there are different teachers, different yogi instructors, and they mix it up, but that's kind of like the beats. And this woman went through the beats today. This yogi was extraordinary. She crushed me. But, dude, and she actually acknowledged it in class. She says, I tend to extend my Sun Bs. We get in most of the work in the Sun B. And she's not lying, dude. That Sun B might as well have been a Sun A through Z. I don't know if that's even a thing, but it is in my world. Dude, the Sun B was excruciating. I can't even recall the series of poses. I just know we were holding them for God knows how long, 5 minutes each. It was crazy. We were doing fallen stars. We were doing side planks. We were doing mountain climber type things where you put your leg up and then you sway it back and forth between arm to arm. What is going on? Sun B was probably 45 minutes of an hour class. It was insane. I just got annihilated, dude. And here I am. If I go back and watch just a couple episodes ago of Hot Yoga Problems, I'm on top of the world. Hey, I'm great. There's no problems. I got to stop the podcast. Well, guess what? That's a foolish notion. I knew it at the time I was speaking it. As the words were coming out of my mouth, I was very cognizant of the fact that I had a bit of a death wish. This is going to come back to bite you, son. You are toast. You suck at this stuff. You're going to get it. I guess for a while you can get a little deluded. Is that the word? Or I can become delusional? Can you be deluded? I'm not talking about diluted, like diluting a drink with water or beverages. I'm talking about delusion. Kind of rhymes with confusion and illusion. I should look up the word delusion. Deluded, delusion, deluded. Past, present, future tense, whatever. I got them all going on. I'm a delusional numbnuts over here, thinking I have a command of this practice. I have nothing. It was a good reminder, that I really suck at yoga, but that's okay. I do have to tell you, I had a moment of insight. Not insight, just a little moment of glimmer of hope. A silver lining on a very ominous dark cloud of a morning. When you do your typical Chimichanga Chaturanga, you bounce back, pull your elbows in, do kind of a push-up. You know what I'm talking about? There's a pretty standing one. Down dog. Go to the top. Halfway lift. Fold. Stand up. Fold. Halfway lift. Jump back. Chimichanga Chaturanga. Yeah, I got it. I'm on it. That's a sequence. That's pretty standard. Well, there's a moment in that Chimichanga Chaturanga when you push down, you do a push-up, then you go down. What happens? Oh, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. When I go from upward to downward, that's not easy, dude. I'm usually on my knees. I'm usually stagger stepping that. But today I started to mentally break through a little bit. I said, I'm gonna go my upward to downward dog without letting my knees hit the mat. I'm not gonna kneel down like a loser. I'm actually gonna stay up, and I'm gonna just use my tippy toes. And you got to flip your toes. It's really hard to go from having the tops of your feet on the mat in an upward-facing dog, and then you flip the toes under, and then and you push yourself up, and you're in a downward-facing dog. Now, it could look glorious. More often than not, I'm on my knees, and I just kind of figure it out. Sometimes I do 1 foot at a time. But today, for most of the class, or maybe like 60% of the class, and on my Chimichanga Chaturanga, upward, downward, I was rock solid, dude. I went straight into it. Both feet at a time. That is hard. It takes mental focus. Focus. But mostly that class kicked my face. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. What's the point of all this? Meanwhile, this car that I'm driving right now is my father's car, because my car broke down when I was back in West Virginia last weekend, so I had to take this one back. My sister's going to drive my car back. It's been repaired, or it's in the process of being repaired. Then we're going to exchange cars. That's all good. But the funniest thing is, my car broke down in West Virginia, so my father was grateful, or was gracious. I am grateful. Get the words right. Jesus, dude, you suck. I'm grateful for his graciousness and letting me borrow his car for a week or so. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need a car at this point, mostly. But it's not my car. I want to make sure I get it back. But his car, it's a beautiful car. It's a Subaru Impreza. It's very nice. It's got a lot of pep. I've been zipping around town. I want to get a ticket, but dude, like, it goes from like 0 to 50 and I don't know, whatever. It's a fast car. I got a fast car. It's a Subaru Impreza and it belongs to my dad. Anyway, what's happening? I don't even remember. What's the point of this? Oh, the funniest thing happened though. The funniest thing happened. I'm going to come back around. I screwed up. The funniest thing happened. I was in my parking garage, and after work, the car didn't start. The battery was dead. So, what a coincidence, like, what a funny thing in the world when one car breaks down, you get a replacement car, that car breaks down, now I got some dude backing up in the street here. You tell me what's going on. Now, I'm trying to back, I don't know, what are we trying to accomplish here, people? I think we're stacking vehicles in the driveway. When you stack vehicles in a single lane driveway, and one person has to get out to go to work in the morning, and that's the car that's trapped, that means the other person in the household has to come out in their pajamas with bed head half awake, possibly hungover. I was just judging by the look on their face. I've been there. Hey, no judgment. And you got to come out there, and you don't want to be there, and then you got to back your car out in the middle of the street and hang out while the other person backs their car out, and you got to block traffic at 8 in the morning, or whatever time is it, 7:20. It's all good in the hood, my friends. I don't mind. I'm not in a rush. I just did a lap around my neighborhood because I missed my parking space. So I'm not about to judge anybody for their poor behavior and the externalities that they impose on the world. I do that all the time. I guess what I was trying to say is my car that I currently got, I had to get the new battery. It was a real interesting predicament. But as we wrap up this episode of Hot Yoga Problems, of which my problems are many and abundant and perpetual, my suckitude at yoga is just never ending. I do want to just remind people that most of the problems that we face, including car problems, like my clutch was burnt out or something. I gotta get that replaced. This car had a battery issue. Gotta get that replaced. These are like inconveniences in life. They're not that bad. I mean, they suck, and yes, it can be devastating. And I think car fixes and can probably throw people into disarray. I'm fortunate. It's not anything I like, but it's a hit. It's a financial, unexpected hit. But in the grand scheme of life, I'm healthy. Things are okay. It's very important to put things in context. It's easy to get upset. It's very easy to get upset at the world and mad when things aren't going your way, when your car breaks down. When 2 cars break down consecutively, that's a little frustrating. It makes you wonder, is the big guy up in the sky really watching out for me? Probably not. Is probably not even there. Who knows? Let's not go down that rabbit hole. The point is, chill, everybody. Relax. Focus on the positive. I don't know what I'm saying here at this point. I'm tired. More hot yoga problems on the way. They will never end. And this notion that I would stop the podcast because I've somehow mastered hot yoga is absurd. I'm sorry I even entertained it in a previous episode. We should all know much better by now that the reality is, as long as I'm on the mat, a disaster is imminent. So as long as I keep doing it, I'll keep making the episodes about it. All right, have a good one. Wonderful weekend. Happy August. It's not that great of a month in my opinion. It's hot. It's muggy mostly. And there's not a lot going on in the world. So buckle down, get prepared for the fall, which is the best season. And the best month is on the horizon. It's within view. That being October. Oh yeah. Get ready for it, folks. Have a great weekend. Namaste, mofos.